welcome to episode 13 of Jubilee Gardens. And as usual, I'm joined by CommandoSanta.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
Good. Very good.
And today we have our not our first, I guess Minerals are first, but our next bro guest is Maskedbandit from Bro Coaster.
Woo! Wait a minute, I'm on episode 13.
Yeah. So
Lucky me,
13.
I guess.
And I just watched Apollo 13 last night, so nothing could possibly go wrong.
Oh, God.
I don't think we have a Friday the 13th coming up either, so we're fine.
All right,
Okay,
we're good.
that's good.
Well, hi, guys.
We're excited to have you on. So John's going to get the park actually starting today for 2 weeks. And we've got some stuff that he's going to be working on. But we'll kind of leave that for his reveal episode. Yes. But I got a lot done. So I think I technically had the park for like 2.5-ish weeks because the last episode didn't come out until like a Wednesday, I think. Mm-hmm. So I took full advantage, and also I was sick too, so I was like home from work, so I got some extra time to play. But yeah, I got a lot done. So on my screen right now, we're right next to Minerals Tea Room, and you can kind of see some stuff through the trees, and you see the Jubilee drop is what I'm going to call it, sticking out from above the trees. So that is basically a direct ripoff of the drop tower at Knott's Berry Farm in California.
I can't wait till we get closer to it.
Yeah.
So good.
Even from this far away, and I'm on low over here, and I'm just like, oh, I want that.
Yeah, I had to turn the graphics down because it's just so I get a decent frame rate. And so there's actually a Jubilee sign on it that you can't see from the distance I'm at because of the rendering. But as you get closer, it starts to show up.
Awesome.
So the very first thing is this old school sort of Aero coaster. I showed you, I know on Bro Nation Discord, I shared it quite a bit, trying to get some advice and some feedback on it. So this is basically the original layout that I was going to do here was much longer, and it just didn't work. It was, I don't know. I made it for fun, but it didn't really fit the park. And so this design was suggested by Mike, and it's basically, not even basically, it is a direct ripoff of the Carolina Cyclone in Carowinds. So
Holy crap, dude.
Wow.
Holy crap. This
It looks so good.
I got to get an attention cam. This is just...
And shout out to Kinderly right off the bat, because he was kind enough to loan me the supports that he used for Viper in No Name Landia. So
oh shit! Yeah, those look so natural. I didn't even notice that.
yeah, so these are all made by Kinderly. I just tweaked them a little bit.
That's awesome. I love the color scheme.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that was another thing. I shared like a teaser picture on Bro Nation Discord, and it triggered Mike because it was yellow and blue. But all I did, so it was this exact same. It was this exact same blue color, but the parts that are orange now were yellow. But it was actually good feedback because there's a few rides that are the Jubilee color scheme, and I think this definitely fits better, and I like the orange a lot. So
love this path interaction.
Yes,
my God.
It's so cool.
It reminds me of Cedar Point. It reminds me of just that classic amusement park.
yeah, so this was the thing that I spent probably the bulk of the time doing over and over again until it was right. And just because the path tools, we all know it's a little bit finicky, and then trying to get the layout of the coaster to work too. And then I was also trying to preserve like sight lines as well. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with how this turned out.
As you should be.
Yeah, completely.
I love the big trees. It feels like an older area of the park.
Yeah.
That's great.
I love how it interacts with the trees before you get to the corkscrews, because you actually feel like you're riding through the treetops, which is exactly the kind of feel I wanted.
Yeah, so when it comes around from the two vertical loops and makes that turn, you go into sort of a little corridor of trees, and then you pop out into the corkscrews.
Oh,
so good.
So I didn't have time to finish the station, so I don't really know what I want to do there, honestly. So that was just sort of me playing around. But
I think you're fine. I think just continue that brick wall, or it's brick, right?
Yeah.
I like the idea of the queue going under the station.
Yeah, so I think that's actually how how Carolina Cyclone works. I've never been, and the Google Street View doesn't go down in there. But I'm looking at everything I saw. That's how it works. So, and that's really the only way I could make it work, honestly, with the loops.
Yeah, this isn't unusual.
Okay, that's
there's
good.
I don't know about Aeros, but there's a coaster, the Whizzer at Six Flags Great America. It's the spiral lift coaster.
Okay.
And their whole queue is under their station.
I think the one aspect of it that I might have to change is I don't know if they would have it directly under like the track, if that makes sense. So like it's fine to go under, but it wouldn't necessarily have path directly under the track. So
I don't know.
that might be something I change. But I
love that you have to walk under the loop. That's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the entrance.
Does this have a name?
Not yet. So.
Okay.
Open to suggestions. If you want to get creative with the sign, you're the sign master. So
I don't know about sign master, but I like making them.
And for those of you watching, feel free to give us some ideas for names for
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, like it's my
Yeah.
park.
So no. So and then the other sort of major change, another shout out to Kinderly, is the Sky Ride is now smack dab in the middle of the park.
I like that too.
I noticed that. I really enjoy where you put the station.
Yeah. So I was thinking about it. If our new narrative is that the old entrance was the train station, the Sky Ride would have been a part of the original park, so it wouldn't have been across the river like it was.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So now it just goes corner to corner.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and where you had it before, it had it almost was going to be too long of a Sky Ride.
Yeah. Yep.
This is actually like the perfect length.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you see everything,
Yeah. No, it's got amazing views.
You get the original
to ride on it.
So it pretty much dissects the original park, right, in half.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's exactly how it would be.
Yep.
Yep.
Love it.
So, so that was the first sort of major addition and change. To the left of your guessing game and ice cream shop, I just added some more seating. Just trying to fill up that space there.
Nice.
And then John was kind enough to let us use some of his little stalls, his little sort of cart shops. So I've got those kind of sprinkled around.
You have a TFB.
TFB, and the Mind Gluten was made by Mineral.
Yeah, that's all Mineral.
And then I actually retrofitted a TFB and created a new brand called Pucker Up. It's frozen lemonade.
That's going to No Name Landia.
Yeah. So
the vending machines.
Yeah. So these are a part of the. I shared it on Twitter yesterday. Actually, they're part of a sort of detail set that was made by a user named M4K0. And he's got a ton of stuff. He's got like a backstage set, a construction set, like a maintenance set, all kinds of stuff. So he made these little sort of vending machines, and this area is kind of barren, and I just wanted to plop something down as a sort of a money maker for the park.
Yeah. I mean, the main focal points for these areas are definitely going to be the rides, the Nagali Cafe, and then your new Custard Waffle Codes ice cream building that I'm watching right now.
And speaking of the rides, from this little plaza looking back on the Corkscrew coaster, I love the views.
I like the Corkscrew and the loop.
Yeah.
The Corkscrew, when you're sitting right next to Nagali Cafe, the Corkscrew to the train station. Oh,
I see there. Yeah.
That's a great looking train station right there.
This is fantastic.
So this pathing in here was a pain, and that's kind of why you have the big sort of planter there. I wasn't completely sold on that. I don't know if I still am, but the paths I didn't really have much of an option, honestly. But it does provide a nice little sort of canopy to this area.
I like how you have the distinction in the path type between the Corkscrew, closer to the Corkscrew, and then here in this area that was established in the last episode. I like the asphalt versus the more gray. I like the distinction between those two. That's something you'd see.
Yeah, it definitely has a nice contrast there.
Wow.
And then speaking of that too, so if you go to the Monteleone, I tried to make it look like it was all part of the same path. Like it was all part of the same asphalt slab. So I used windows to fill in the gaps.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like they kind of had this slammed in there, and they just kind of put fencing up for the path.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's all part of the same slab of asphalt, but they just added the railings in to create a queue. So, and then I also finished the detail on the top. So that's something that I hadn't done, and I didn't have time in episode 11, but I finished that. So,
I like that.
I like the cover. That's a cool cover.
Thanks.
I wish the original could have had that.
I know it would save me a lot of piece count for sure. So that's sort of building off of the last episode, and then to the right are just some little shops that I created. So these were heavily inspired by some of the Street View stuff I found in Worlds of Fun. So just some really basic buildings, which is nice because they don't require a lot of part count.
Right.
So this first thing is an ice cream shop, and it's got a what's the brand called? The Cosmic Cow. It's got a Cosmic Cow on the inside of it.
Oh, okay.
And then I made a little sign here with like the flavors of the day.
Good choices.
Wow.
Look at all those.
And
dark
chocolate.
Good choice. Dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Good call.
And I had to put bubblegum on there for the kids, which is the worst ice cream flavor ever.
My sister would get that. Oh, and she they spit out all the little pieces of bubblegum from the very end.
Oh, because what do you do with that?
Just a sticky mess.
So gross.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
If you like bubblegum ice cream, you're bad and you should feel bad.
Yes, absolutely. You're either 7 or you should feel terrible about yourself.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you continue down, there's, like I said, just some basic shops. All of them have food stalls inside of it, since there
I like
be
this
some
one
food
on the
in there.
end. Oh, I like the greenish one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like that one so much, but I love the shape. It's so easy. It's so simple, but it's so just theme park. Yeah, I love that.
For sure. Yeah, and that's another one from Worlds of Fun.
Wow.
So
those are great.
Yeah, and then kind of going back towards the center of this plaza, it's a little bit large, this plaza, but I like it because it really gives you a great view of the Ferris wheel. And the sort of Jubilee flowers, which we might have to delete for part count's sake, but it's there for now, so we have video evidence that it did exist.
I like it. You should keep it.
You should keep it.
Yeah. So this was the placement of the Ferris wheel was actually your idea, Jake, and I think John, you actually commented on the last episode that you liked the placement, but maybe rotated a little bit. So that's what I did, and I think it works really well, especially when you're sort of walking around other parts of the park. You get a really nice view of it as well.
Yeah, I like
and
how
the sky ride too.
Yeah, I like how it's kind of narrow here with all these planters by your ice cream and the Monteleone, and then it just opens up, and it's this perfect end cap. It's awesome.
Yeah, and it would actually it would be fine for being this big, because this would almost be a gathering point for just families in general.
You could even almost do a stage or something.
Yeah, that's not a
or
bad idea.
This would be an area where they would come and perform, and
yeah,
like those little carts with the, I don't know, I'm just thinking at Six Flags we were in line for the dark ride, and they had just this cart that was like this speaker system, and this guy just started singing. I was like, this is weird. So you could do that.
Like a bandstand.
Yeah, you could also have, this would also be a really good spot for those people that haggle you and take your photos and then give you that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Put a Vista Point right there. And some just random staff people just standing.
Yeah.
God.
Can I take your photo? Hi, can I take your photo? No.
At the Houston Zoo, they
have this thing called a cell phone that has a built-in camera.
Right. At the Houston Zoo, they have we're members of the zoo, and they have a members entrance, on the far right, and it says members entrance, no photo zone. We're like, yes.
Oh my God.
You are not taking our picture.
That's awesome.
I love how well the custom sign, the Jubilee Gardens, fits on that Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
That looks like it was made in the game.
I love slamming that sign everywhere.
Just everywhere.
Yeah, so the shape of that sign is actually based on one of the in-game signs. I just made it bigger, actually. which is usually not what we have to do. We usually have to go the other direction, but but yeah, I think it fits really well.
Yeah.
It looks good at night too, so that's another plus.
I'm afraid to turn it to night. I might explode.
Yeah, so and then to the right is sort of the finale. It's the drop tower. So this thing is a Haas. I think it's like, including like the stuff on the ground, it's probably close to 5,000 pieces.
Wow.
tower.
The queue work though, oh my gosh, perfect. And then how you get to the end of the queue and they split you off to the different towers.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
because one would be like a top drop, one would be a vertical launch. Yeah.
And it sunk in a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Wow. More slopes than conifer.
That was just trying to get the height down a little bit. I didn't want it to be, I mean, it's already really tall, but I was just trying to limit it a little bit. But it looks really good, I think. So, and the queue stuff, that was, it took me forever to find like reference material, and I finally found a video of some guy like walking through the queue at knots. And when he got to this area here, I was like, oh, that's how they do it. They split you off into threes. So
yep. Yeah, I remember that's how they did it.
And then when you exit, you can see the exit gates I put. So the way that they exit you is you have to walk around the perimeter.
Yes.
Each one exits around the perimeter like that. So
I have never been on one of these, so I
went to Knott's this last summer, but we didn't go on this. These kind of rides are not my thing.
Mine either, and my wife flat. I'll do them, but my wife's like, no. Yeah, we are not right.
I always try and do the one in Cedar Point whenever I go.
The 3 with Now, see, I've only been on giant.
Cedar
Drop
Point
at
has
Six
4,
Flags.
right?
Yes, Cedar Point's 4, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, I just love it.
Yeah, because they do 2 vertical launches, 2 vertical drops.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this needs a queue cover, and I need to do some more like landscaping and stuff around here, but I didn't want to do too much not knowing what's going to go on this other side where the path sort of ends.
Yeah.
And then some of these planters in between the Ferris wheel need some landscaping as well, but I got burnt out. So
Understandable.
Yeah.
You did a ton.
Yeah.
Tote super jealous.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm thrilled with how it turned out, and like I got into a groove. That's why I got so much done, because I just kept liking what was happening. And
It was fun, right?
Every time I like look on Steam or Discord, that's all you're doing is playing Planet Coaster.
You get scared after a while. It's like, dude, take a break.
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm about to take a long break, so we're good.
Did you fall asleep again?
One other thing too, so I didn't do any backstage to these little buildings here, but same guy who made the vending machines made these little trash carts, which is totally something that you see in theme parks, you know, the larger trash carts with the 4 wheels. So if you go back over by those, so that's another thing from that set that, you know, is nice to plop around.
Yeah. Awesome.
Wow, that's really cool.
I can't even. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know, bro. It's crazy.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
I'm
If
for
I've
once
left you
I'm
speechless,
speechless.
then hopefully that
for
means
once
it is
I am
good.
speechless. Yes.
Yeah.
I just can't stop zooming in on the top of this tower. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's another thing too. The I can't remember the full username, but Intamin. It's like got some numbers on the end of it. He's on the Bro Nation Discord.
I think it's like
Like Intamin 313 or 303 or something like that. Anyway, he submitted a SNS drop tower to Planko Spotlights, and after seeing the review of that, I realized I was missing some details. So like if you go to the top of the tower, the little sort of sensors that stop the car, I added those. I added the chains in general that actually lift, or the cord that lifts the cart, and then down at the bottom, sort of the bumpers that would hold it at the bottom.
Oh yeah,
I added. So yeah, that was all because of looking at what he had submitted to Planko Spotlight. So I was definitely missing some detail, and those are just some little things that I think make it even more realistic.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
fantastic. I'd hate being so ooh-ah, but it's
Yeah, I know.
so ooh-ah worthy.
I know. It's like, what am I going to critique here?
I think it's about 5 centimeters too far to the right.
Yes. Here, let me compare with one of those really tall flat rides.
Oh my gosh, I showed a picture of that, and like even the smallest one is still way taller than this, and this
It is.
this is the exact height of the drop tower in knots. Like I measured it out exactly.
I love how
And
it dominates the skyline.
Yeah,
It dominates the skyline, but it looks correct.
Oh, yeah,
which is
yeah. No,
great.
in a way that it's like, oh, there's that. It's not like, what the
Yeah.
F is that doing there?
Why is it so freaking tall? Yeah.
yeah, it's nice when you like get to areas further. You know, like if you go over by Mr. Twister and Minerals Coaster, and you kind of get down to peep level, you see it. It's not like you said, it dominates the skyline, pops up above the trees.
Yeah. You got the train station, and then to the left, you got Minerals Eurofighter, and then to the right, you got the tower. Like looking here towards the train station from Main Street. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
from Minerals Plaza too, looking back towards that way, you get an awesome view of like the Sky Ride and the Corkscrew coaster, all that.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
doesn't suck, boys.
No.
Doesn't suck.
If you were going
Awesome.
for not suck, you've nailed it.
Good. Awesome. Well, yeah, so we've got you doing some specific stuff for 2 weeks. Your area is going to be kind of specifically themed so that it matches Jubilee Square, but that's the kind of the extent of what we'll reveal there.
How far out do you want me to go with this? Like,
Oh, like the park boundary? Mm-hmm. We can talk about that afterwards.
camera.
But so we kind of drew a line using the paintbrush.
okay.
So we're not trying to go too much bigger than the park already is. Just because our
I see
computers will die and we won't be
Yeah.
able to finish.
That's
So,
pretty huge already. I mean, it's a large park already,
Yeah.
but it's awesome.
So
Yeah, this would be a larger park anyway. So, yeah. But unlike Mineral, we're going to limit you.
That's fine. I need that in order to be successful. I need do this, this, and this, and then I'll go do it. But if you say just do whatever you want, I'm a little more like, okay, it'll take me a week to figure out what I want to do.
yeah.
And that's when you'll get 2 buildings, and then I'll feel bad.
I know. I kind of feel bad in retrospect for Mineral because we were just, do whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
talk to you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. We did not give him much direction because we didn't know what the hell we wanted to do. So he deserves a ton of credit for like how all of this has fleshed out because he kind of set the tone for this entire area with his
I would say
work.
he's propelled most of this area with his design choices.
Yep, for
Which
sure.
is awesome. And I'm just kind
Yeah.
of fitting in, and I like that. I like just fitting in. I'm cool with that. So
Yeah. Yeah. This park really started ramping up after Minerals area, and then once Rubel finally finished his Main Street, we were, there was
Finally,
actually 2 people
yeah.
working on this park.
yeah, once he decided what he wanted with it, yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to nighttime too, I did do a little bit of lighting. So Minerals Coaster didn't have any lighting on it, so I put some spotlights on that.
Oh, the drop tower.
And
Oh,
the
gosh.
so the drop towers, I was looking at the Notch drop tower, and they clearly have like those LED strips on it because they can light up the entire thing one color. Like I think around Halloween they light it up like all kinds of neons. So I didn't want to do like a neon color on it, but I wanted it to look like the entire thing was sort of lit by LEDs.
Cool. I like it.
Cool.
I like how bright it is compared to most other things.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
My computer
I like
didn't
the red.
explode. Yeah.
Good. I predict that as we get further and further, we're gonna all have to do a lot of building in blank parks and add them to this because
Yeah.
I had the advanced move freeze happen quite a few times, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're at that point. It has something to do with part count. It has to.
It has
yeah,
to.
for sure.
Although there are
Especially if it's happening to you.
people
think
that come. Go ahead.
This is weird, but I think time of day might have a factor as well. Like when I don't know why it would. Maybe the amount of colors that are being rendered. or something, or like the shades that are being rendered. But it seems like when I do a lot of work at like 9:30ish in game time, I don't have the problem. And then yesterday I switched to the afternoon in game time, and it started crashing on me all the time.
Oh,
so
were you trying to use the same piece each time?
That's true. There's
Because
too many
I've
variables
had
there.
it with I was trying to build something for the frontier area, and I got one of the chimney pieces, and I was rotating it to make like a dome, and every time I tried, it would crash. Other pieces would work fine, but that one in particular.
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it does have to do with certain elements of pieces, because that's true. I was using one of the new adventure walls as sort of a retaining wall for the drop tower, and that's what I was trying to do, the rotate in a circle thing on that, and it kept freezing. So
Yeah. It seems to really dislike the rotate in a circle thing.
yes. It's like, F you, that's not what I was designed to do.
Right.
yeah, it's really funny.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll talk off camera about what you want me to get done, and I will try my best to get a lot done. I don't know if I'm going to be as good as Mineral. He's pretty spectacular.
Yeah,
Yes.
he is. He's a machine. So
Yeah.
Machine.
Yeah.
that's all right. We just need maybe a coaster and you to kind of set the tone for that area over there. So
Alrighty. And then you can have Kinderly on, and he can rebuild the coaster.
there you go.
There we go.
That's awesome.
Well, we wouldn't have to if you build it right the first
I
time.
probably won't.
Hey, this coaster seriously took me. I built this thing probably 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, and it
Not
moved
not
to
the
like
entire
different
thing.
locations.
Yeah, not the entire thing, but like elements of it, I had to redo several
I don't know
times.
if you've seen yet last night why my inverted 0G roll wasn't looking right, but it was a stupid reason. Like it was bad. You don't even want to know how dumb I am when it comes to coasters. I mean, but I'm gonna give it the best effort.
Good. Well, we've got tons of resources, thankfully.
Yeah,
So.
we'll be
yes.
good. We'll be good.
Awesome.
Got to set the bar low, guys.
No.
Fantastic. No, this is
Awesome.
great. So
Well, thanks for being on, man, and we're excited to see what you do.
I'm excited to be here. This is fun. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Good.
Well, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed episode 13. Yeah, and in a couple weeks we'll be back with Maskedbandit for his reveal. So hope you all have a fantastic day, and thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye bye.